no fucking bitchy way.
Ain't no fucking bitchy way.
Looking at my body way.
Looking at a body way. We are rolling, ladies and gentlemen. There's no camera though, so we're in the dark. We're in the dark, Megan. I can't see you. Where are you? Where are you?
I've got the fruit. Okay, guys, imagine this. We're in the garage. Whitney's still standing up because she's obsessing over the audio quality.
Are you going to
stay over there the whole time?
It's because I care about you guys, okay? Right now, what should I put on the screen for everybody watching at home?
Maybe a picture of Seal, the singer.
Oh, okay. The singer?
Baby,
Seal as a seal?
I compare you to the kiss from a rose on the grave.
All right, pause. Let's get the cameras rolling.
Hell yeah.
And we're back. Are we rolling? Got comptroller Lucas behind the scenes. No shoe Lucas.
He's comping the trolls.
Stepping on sharp shit. No.
Whitney's cerebellum is detached today. She keeps on tripping and falling and shit.
No, I just got buckles on my shoes that magnetize dangerous cords to them.
That's true. I wasn't thinking about that.
We could tell people who are just listening and not watching that we're in a fishbowl right now because we have dreams of a green screen.
Dreams of a green screen. Cream dreams of a green screen.
But we're outside right now. It is nice out here. I'm sorry you got to eat with one hand.
No, I didn't think about it.
Ditched the mic stands because we can't be bound by the confines of Guitar Center anymore.
Because this way, if somebody strolls up here, then we have a weapon in hand. We're ready to throw down immediately.
We're ready to hear what they have to say. It's the weapon of communication.
That's true. Instead of bothering us, why don't you just tell us what's on your mind?
Tell us what's happening.
Yeah, I think the only thing I'll be able to eat is maybe the banana.
Here, I have one hand.
Here. I can do it like this. I have a really hard time opening bananas.
Do you want to watch a pro? Well, you got it already.
I just had to lament my abilities for them to really show out.
It's all about banana confidence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It looks like it gets squeezed in the middle. Can you see? It looks a little...
It always looks like a duck to me.
You've got duck dreams? Hey. She's weeding.
Hey, Pam.
What an angel.
That is really nice. I bet you she was just passing by and grabbed a handful of weeds. Will you help me spread my seed?
It would be my honor.
I want to plant some wildflowers.
Yeah. Let's do it today. It looks like it might drizzle. That'd be a nice little...
It would be.
Initiation ceremony for them.
Ooh.
It's all about language, folks.
We skipped the intro.
Oh, shoot.
I think we're going to do that for as long as the podcast is alive for us. Just skip who we are.
Just dive right in.
I am your host, Whitney Does, and I am joined by my fellow partner in crime, Rubbish Cook.
Rubbish Cook. I guess you could say we're like Jay and Silent Bob a little bit. Heterosexual life mates.
Yes, 100%. Have you ever watched any of those movies high?
I'm sorry, what did you just ask me? Of course.
I have never laughed so fuck. They're meant to watch high. The only thing I do not understand is any sequel that he came out with was just a
like
vomit
Clerks
box.
2? Or are you talking about just Jay and Silent Bob? Or are you like
2,
Clerks,
and then what
Dogma?
was the most recent? Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back was good. Anyways, there was one that came out that was just fucking a
I never saw
dumpster
Chasing
fire.
Amy because I don't like Ben Affleck.
Yeah, he sucks.
There's just something about him that has never sat well with me.
It's probably his face.
Yeah, I don't want to be like prejudiced. I don't know the guy, but he just seems like he sucks really, really bad.
You got a problem with me? That was him, right?
I don't know. I don't listen when he talks. It's a bad scene.
So one of those things where you get tinnitus and you just can't hear him when he talks.
Speaking of tinnitus, did you want to talk about your tinnitus?
Whoa! Oh. You know, I have been so cautious talking about my spirituality on this podcast because it means that I have to be vulnerable and weird. But then I was like, what if that makes other vulnerable and weird people want to be vulnerable and weird?
That's the ticket.
So fuck it.
I think, you opening up allows other people to feel as if they can open up.
Yeah, well, it's like working for a YouTube channel where you're not allowed to be too weird. You have to be just weird enough to be
So
enticing.
fucking mainstream.
Yeah, and I get that, and that's part of showbiz. But then, like, when I go out by myself, I'm like, oh God.
I like that you can just let your freak flag fly.
So the freak flag that I'm flying today is I am in a mentorship with a professional medium, and I am learning how to talk to the dead, and it is a fucking trip.
And they're everywhere.
They're everywhere, and it's not, humans want to quantify, and I always wondered, like I think about aliens. Okay, let's say aliens exist. What do humans need? They need it on a newspaper. They need it a front headline. They need a textbook. It needs to be in a prescription. A doctor needs to... It's like all these things. This Rubik's Cube of just like validation needs to be handed to every single human because we have a hard time wrapping our heads around anything that isn't on the back of a TV dinner telling you exactly how to fucking do it step by step.
I mean, I just want to see them walk down the street with their dog or something. Like an alien, like walking a dog, then I'm sold. Then I know they're real.
Right. Well, let's not go down that. I was like, well, but the Pope is going to come out with an AK-47. He's going to do what he always wanted to do, and that's kill all the aliens. And
No!
Anyways.
Aliens would totally be God's creatures if they existed.
They 100% exist, and they came from God's cloaca.
Praise.
And they're beautiful, talented beings.
Many talents that you cannot even fathom. Can you fathom the talents of aliens? Has anyone ever said that sentence before? Probably not.
You have to you have to wear a helmet that plugs into your brain that gives you another brain so that you can comprehend at least a few talents of a fellow.
Oh, like sort of adding RAM to your computer?
Yeah.
You need like an augmentation in order to understand.
They're like, you can't hear me speak. I need to wear this. And it's like a brain in a jar as like a bike helmet, and then it goes into your ears.
Hell yeah.
Although, no, maybe it plugs into the back of your head. Your ears.
I wonder if having that additional brain plugged in would be like taking psychedelic drugs or DMT or something. Like it opens up your channels.
Yes. And that's okay. That's what I have to do for my mediumship. It's not like, hey, this is what the dead is saying. This is what the dead are saying, and write it down and figure it out. It's starting from the very, very basics of. I've been a meditation practitioner for a decade. She's like bringing it back even more to the basics, and you have to do it every morning and every evening, and you have to do it for as long as you possibly can, and you have to visualize all these things. And I'm only on my third lesson, but I'm already noticing, she talks about the really small things you have to pick up on that as humans we probably ignore constantly. Like you're ignoring a voice in your head because to you it's an idiot. But that's actually like maybe your ancestor being like, no, will you quit the fucking job? Like you're being dumb.
Right. And if I could interject for a sec, I wanted to say like, whenever I think of a person, and then I text them immediately, they're always like, I was just thinking about you too.
Oh my gosh. And it's so easy. I gotta religiously check. Okay, now we're going.
Do you want me to set a timer?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't. Timers are for the weak.
Are you still in the frame? Come closer to me, darling.
Am I in the frame?
I won't biting you.
Yeah, I'm in the frame.
I won't try too hard to biting you. Michael. I'm so sorry I interrupted you. You were talking about your mediumship.
But that's part of it. That
trusting your instincts.
Your intuition. Because I think a lot of people's intuitions are amputated, and it doesn't take much to revive it or get it back or reattach it. So I've been practicing a lot of that. We don't have to go away into it because that's a multi sort of episodic topic. But so I write down all my notes, and my mentor wants to hear all my stuff, my grocery list of weird things that are happening. And I was like, hey, every time I meditate, without fail, I go deaf in my left ear. And it's I've been to 1,000 shows. I know what ringing in
Yeah.
your ears sounds like. I know what tinnitus sounds like. This is a little bit different. It feels like it's inside out or something, like it's tinnitus in a different way. And it's in my left ear, and it's every time that I meditate, and it's never any other time, typically. But my days are busy. I'm not like paying attention or trying to listen for ghosts or whatever. And I said, is this anything, or is this just like an ear problem? And she goes, they're just trying to talk to you. She said, someone's trying to talk to you. She's like, what you have to do, and she's like, it makes sense it's in your left ear because you probably see stuff with your right eye. And she like has all this information. She said to ask them to speak on a different frequency. She said, spirits talk on a higher frequency and we can't understand them. So she said, somebody's trying to tell you something. Ask for them to bring it down. And I thought that was so cool.
I like that it goes back to that God piano frequency bit.
Yes.
Because there must be something about sound and energy and like different frequencies and pitches and troughs and crests and everything to describe the way that, I don't know, metaphysical things behave.
Well, that and atomic things, the atomic weight of stuff and how it vibrates slower or faster. And I mean, it's down to our very core.
Yeah, I mean, that just makes me think about the wave particle duality of light again.
Exactly.
So that's fucking cool.
So then fast forward to me being in Dallas in a hotel, and I am having this strange old work nightmare. I used to work in a restaurant, and I kind of wake up from that, but not really. And I'm laying in a hotel bed, the hotel bed I'm in, and I'm paralyzed, sleep paralysis, whatever. Had that many times, and then I see this little tiny blue ibuprofen pill, and it's like a little blimp, like hovering a foot above the floor, like really slowly. And in my mind, I think that it's so funny because it's like, what?
How random.
There's no ibuprofen on the floor. Where is that coming from? I didn't bring any on this trip.
What
I
a
thought,
strange
Yeah,
hallucination.
it's just like, oh, that's so cute. And then I'm starting to go deaf in my left ear, and Sarah pops into my head. And she goes, ask it to bring its frequency down so you can hear it. So I do that. I set the intention, and then it goes, and it sounds super far away.
As it would, leaking in from another dimension.
Which it's never done before. Like, it sounds inside out, but this time it sounded like it was stretching. Bear with me. It's ineffable. And then it goes, boom. Boom, boom, like a big subwoofer in my left ear.
Holy shit, that's got to be how our theme starts.
Oh no!
When we write it, we need to get on GarageBand immediately.
And it scares me. The boom, boom, boom scares me. It reminds me of like a siren before a war or something. Like it's so
like it was a warning siren.
It was kind of ominous, just because it was like a low bass. Like rhythmic. It's scary. That's not like a
I mean,
tune.
ever since you told me that description of that archangel or whatever, like the presence of an archangel, I'm like, I don't know if I want to fuck with this realm of things. It seems so much bigger than me, or bigger than what I could handle, maybe. But I admire you for trying, and I love hearing about your journey.
It's fun. And then, so I set that attention again. And Sarah told me we often do stuff in sleep because that's the only time we're not scared to do stuff. If you were awake and sober, you're terrified. So then I go deaf in my right ear for the first time. And then it does that far away thing. And then both ears go, bow, bow, bow. And I woke up because I was so scared. But I texted you, I was like, I think I've been intonated.
And I had to Google what that meant, and then I was like, whoa, dude, what the French toast? I want to know who it is. Who did it feel like? Anybody in particular, or just that kind of otherworldly presence?
Right now, I've only been able to pick up on family because I'm familiar with them. Mm-hmm. I had an experience last night in the garden.
Oh.
But also at the hotel, it was built in like 1920 something. So I don't know if there's just somebody running around there looking for peanuts and asking me where they are at.
That made me think of the Stanley Hotel in The Shining.
Colorado. We should go there. Can we do an episode there?
Yeah, we're going to do our podcast from the Stanley Hotel, and I'm going to have fun running down the hallways.
We'll just recreate the Simpsons episode.
Oh, no TV, no beer, make Homer something. Go crazy?
Don't mind if I do.
Give me the bat. Give me the bat.
Give me the bat, Marge. Are you getting questions right now?
I think so.
Fuck yeah. I mean, it's not the question time yet. I mean,
okay. So, thank you so much for sharing your experience of being intonated.
Yeah, I'm being vulnerable. Whatever. There's 70 people are gonna watch this.
I love it, and I like to hear about how it progresses, because I feel like you keep on. I don't know. My dad once explained to me the concept of infinity, and I'm pretty sure it was like a metaphor that he read about in a sci-fi book, because he read a lot of sci-fi, like Isaac Asimov. And so imagine, I don't know, maybe it was a marble, maybe it was just like a big concrete sphere. Imagine just like a big thing, and then a bird. You can imagine an eagle or a peregrine falcon or whatever you like, and just the tiniest little bit of the tip of its wing is touching the sphere, and so the amount of time it takes for it to grind it down into nothing is infinity. Why was I talking about infinity again? Oh, because that image of the bird and the sphere and infinity, I feel like that's you like touching that other world, the metaphysical realm. It's like you're making progress, but it's like, will you ever really grind down to that like full frontal communication with?
She does. But it just happened randomly.
Once, and then she could reproduce it? Mm-hmm. That's very interesting. How long was she doing it before she could actually contact someone? Do you know?
She cannot reach out to people.
Okay, so she only gets calls in.
She can only talk to who's in front of her.
Okay.
Well, that's not true. I mean, she can like tune in to what's already around. People want to talk to your Aunt Mima. You can't get you. She's right. I don't do that. She's like, I'm not going to reach out if they're not there. She's like, I don't want to waste my time.
Got it.
She's like, and if they're not there, they don't want to be contacted.
Oh, that's an interesting concept. Like the ghost has to make themselves available.
Yeah. They're busy on the other side.
What are they getting up to?
There's all sorts of shit, I think. I think of emotions, coincidences, fate, destiny. They're all on the other side pulling, trying to help us. Because that's the only reason we're here, is to learn.
I agree.
So we suffer because we don't have a deep connection with the other side. Because I just think 100 years from now, we will have the technology to be like, oh yeah, there's 37 fragments of ghost in your yard. They seem to be native. It's like we just don't we don't have
100 years. You said,
because
I feel like
not 100 years.
Like we still don't even know everything about the ocean. It's like we're pretty primitive still. We know a lot, and we've done a lot.
There are companies out there that make technology to speak to ghosts, and they're working really hard.
No doubt. Did you just toot? Oh, man. I was hoping that I could do a doorknob on her.
Nope.
No, not this time.
Ain't got a fart right now.
Do you want a question from the audience?
I do. I love our audience. Shout out Hannah. Oh, damn it. I was going to play the voicemail for, but my
Whitney's
phone
is filming us.
Hannah was listening to our podcast, our
Thank you.
most recent episode.
Look, I can
And
lay down.
she was thinking about what we were saying. Fuck, I don't remember. See, this is why I needed the voicemail. Either way, she was taking the trash out and she was opening up the garbage chute, the rubbish chute in her hotel. It's kind of like a hotel and apartments, like, you know.
Apartment's like a hotel.
She was opening up the chute, dumped her phone into the trash.
Holy
on
shit.
accident because we were just on her mind. And
That's not a good place for us to be when you're dumping trash, because then you're going to lose your phone every time.
She got it back. She went and
Did you go dumpster diving?
She got into the trash compactor.
Ouch.
And grabbed her phone.
Did you get pinched? I hope not. Well, she also asked if she sent us an email. Our email address is cosmicturd69@gmail.com. Don't ask why if you don't know.
You don't need to ask. You just already know.
You should just know. But she asked us to watch this show called How To with John Wilson. And I haven't had an opportunity to watch a full episode yet.
Sorry.
But I watched the trailer for the show. And I thought that the best way to describe it was like a planet Earth, but just for like all the wacky off the wall shit that's going down in New York City.
That sounds great.
Yeah, and the dude's perspective seems really funny and dry and cheeky, so I'm definitely looking forward to watching
What's
it.
it on? Like what network or streaming service?
HBO.
HBO. I have HBO.
I have HBO too. TV brag. We do have a couple other questions, but thank you, Hannah. Hold on to that phone, girl.
Shout out my Aunt Teresa.
Yeah, hey, Teresa.
I briefly saw a message. She said in the last episode around the 30-minute mark, if you pay attention to the TV behind me, I start syncing up with what I'm saying, but I came unprepared and I didn't fucking watch it yet.
Oh, shit.
It's been a crazy week, but I will, maybe I'll, you know what? I'm going to splice it in right here and see what she's talking about.
Hell yeah. I love all these meaningful coincidences. Let's see. Here's a little question that we get from Marty Preeve. Sorry, babe. I don't know how to pronounce it. She's over in OBX, chilling beach. I think that's where she lives. So she asks us, I think it's on my other account. She just asked us what our favorite cocktails are to make for ourselves and what our favorite cocktails, or I guess wine, beer, what have you, to order when we go out. So when I was in college, I really loved bourbon. I wanted bourbon all the time. I drank bourbon all the time. And I always had a flask of bourbon. I'm not like that anymore. I drank a lot of bourbon and a lot of beer.
It's college, right?
Yeah, you're supposed to, I think. I didn't drink in high school. I was stone cold sober. Well, I smoked weed in high school and continuously throughout my life. But I didn't drink until I actually got to college and was 21. I know, I'm a big nerd. But I didn't want to because...
Neither did I.
When did you start?
After I was 21.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I didn't want... I had no interest in it either.
Me either.
Yeah.
Because my parents were alcoholics and I just decided that I didn't want to be like that.
Right.
And I didn't want to risk it, you know? But turns out I can drink and enjoy myself, but I still don't like to do it too much. But I love the flavor of certain cocktails. I'm really into dirty martini, as described by Whitney Hazelmeyer. I always go back to our one Rubbish Cook video where you're making
sour cream and onion potato chip martini.
Yeah, where you're making. I use those ratios to make my martini, but I use gin. Do you think it's wrong to use gin in a martini?
Babe, I think you're doing it right. I think it's wrong to use vodka in a martini.
Oh, I was wondering because we used potato vodka. And it was delicious.
Here, let me tell. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I made a potato chip martini. I didn't use gin because it's going to squash the delicate flavor of the potato chip.
Definitely.
So vodka is going to be able to...
Potato vodka infused with sour cream and onion chips.
Yeah, and I think I left the chips in there for like 20 minutes. I actually have a rendition of that martini on the menu for my cocktail pop-up tonight with Funyuns and Mezcal, okay?
I'm going to that and I'm drinking that.
You better. It's going to be fun.
What would you tell Marty is your favorite cocktail to make for yourself or to order when you go out?
Ooh, this is tough. This is really tough. Let me tell you about the hairs I get up my butt.
Let me tell them that you have been a bartender for like over a decade and that you have intimate knowledge of the spirit realm on both sides of that meaning, the double entendre. So Whitney knows alcohol, and so I understand how it would be hard for her to kind of settle on one thing maybe, but let's hear what she has to say.
Here are all the hairs at my butt, and I'll make it quick.
Okay.
Because we have more questions. Okay, hair at my butt, number 1. The old-fashioned is the ultimate cocktail. You pick a good spirit, you put a little rich simple syrup in there, you squeeze some essential orange oil from your orange peel. Best cocktail, hands down.
Yeah, I love that cherry too.
Because mezcal old fashions, rum old fashions, I've made bomb ass tequila old fashions using an añejo. It's the ultimate fucking cocktail. And if you get someone who knows how to make it right, it's going to blow your dick off.
Yeah, that's what I want.
That's the most popular drink I make at home. Then I really enjoy last words. I could drink a gallon of those.
For real.
They taste like antiquity, but like the bartender who created that cocktail, whatever, 100 years ago, was fucking ahead of the curve, man.
Last word?
Yeah, that cocktail is...
Because it's
that cocktail
gin,
slaps.
right?
It's gin,
lime,
green chartreuse, lime, and maraschino liqueur. And that shit fucking rips. That's the second hair up my butt. The third hair up my butt, this is a really good one I haven't had in a long time, is the old Cuban. So that's Smith & Cross. It can just be rum, but use Smith & Cross.
Use Smith & Cross.
Mint. I don't remember if it must be lime. Lime, Angostura bitters, simple syrup, and champagne. Dude, that will fuck you up. Very delicious.
So similar to a daiquiri, but different proportions?
Correct.
Is that a cop?
It is a cop. Hi, cop.
You guys doing illegal podcasting in there?
Illegal podcasting.
Where's your podcasting permit?
Get your podcast papers out. I want to see them. Show me your hands. Fuck you.
Pow, 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 pow.
Oh, scary. Those all sound really good. And actually, during the pandemic, Alton and I drank so many last words. That was
so good.
We drank that a lot. I think the green chartreuse is the most ethereal, herby, kind of exciting
because it's
component.
Made by Chartruthian monks.
I know. I dig monks who make alcohol because they're like funneling all that divine energy into the spirits.
I forget what mountaintop I was on in Vermont, but there was a Chartruthian monk monastery up there, and there was no road.
Don't need no road. They're self-sufficient.
It was crazy. Look it up. Vermont Chartreuse.
Wait, did you go to the monastery?
No, we were high up on the mountain and you could look down and see it. And then there were little bits about the Chartruthian monks in the touristy bit on top of the mountain.
That's wild. I've always wanted to be a monk. I feel like I would be really good at the contemplative life.
Yes. Just cooking, eating, and praying.
Yeah, dude. That sounds so good. I would need a basketball hoop, though.
Okay, well, you're kicked out.
No, the type of monks we are, we can shoot hoops.
We can do whatever we want.
That's right.
We can drink. Oh, fourth one, Mezcal Negroni.
Oh, yeah. You introduced me to the glory of the Negroni.
Shit's on gin, too. It's just perfect. Everything about that cocktail is perfect.
Yeah, I've definitely grown to really love Mezcal in your presence. Because when I first moved here from Virginia in 2014, I started to go, or this was probably in 2015 or 2016, when I started to work at Eastside King. I would go to Tycoon at Whistler's, and I would just drink a ton of old fashions and eat beef Penang curry with an egg.
Such a bummer that truck isn't there anymore because that was
That was
ritual.
the best food that I have maybe ever had. But I remember they have like a little mezcal.
I
What
went
is
up
it
there
called?
once because it was only open on Fridays and Saturdays.
Yeah, and you like sip it out of those little
Copita.
terracotta things. That's cool, man. I love all the little accoutrements that go with different, not hobbies.
Sal de gusano.
Yeah, like it's
Little
like a tea
orange.
service, but for mezcal.
Ugh.
It's so cool. Let's see. When I go out, I like to order sparkling rosé if I'm feeling femme, and I like to order a hazy IPA if I'm feeling mask.
I was about to say, like, what's the opposite of femme? I was like, fask?
I just
Masculine.
mask,
Okay.
I guess. Or, you know, if I want a cocktail, you know, I usually want something citrusy or fruity. I can just say the words of the flavors that I want to experience to Whitney, and she makes the perfect thing.
I drank many, listen to this shit, gin, Campari, pineapple.
Ooh, I want pineapple in everything.
Dude, it is so, I forget what they
love
call it, like
pineapple.
a flying bird or something. It was, Campari belongs in a citrusy cocktail because it really shines once it's in there.
I do really like Campari and Aperol too. I like Aperol spritz. But sometimes I just want to drink scotch. Oh, don't go. I like to drink the Glenlivet 12-year.
There's a Lafroy. They came out with 3.
That's super peaty.
There was a Lafroy. Oh, shit. Le Noir? Oh, yeah. That's what it was called. Or something. Oh, that was so good.
So I guess we're all over the map.
Yeah. As long as it's not vodka, I'll fucking drink it.
Yeah, let's see.
Drink it
What
up.
would make me drink vodka? Only if you infused it with potato chips and made a martini out of it.
Even then, I
Think.
didn't drink it.
Yeah,
I
I wasn't
gave
sure
it
if
to
it was
you.
the sour cream rim that sort of made it bunk. The sour cream was very potent on the nose.
Yeah. It's just, I was being dumb.
No, it was creative. You got to take risks to get rewards.
I'm bummed I didn't get my fucking hands on a bottle of the Arby's curly fry vodka
How did you miss?
because it sold out in a minute. Such a bummer.
But I feel
Not
like
that I
that's
can't
something
make
we
my
can
own.
make.
Yeah.
Just go and buy some fucking curly fries.
I know. They also had crinkle cut fries. And
But I
was
feel like having that packaging, like that bottle, would be really something. I really want to break into creating our own, like,
woman.
packaged something. Like
Oh, that would be
posters,
cool.
stickers, t-shirts, like, just like cool shit. But I don't really have the ability to.
You fucking do. I'm going to give you that tool and you're going to fly because that fucking commercial you made.
Oh, with the moth? That was
it's
just the
brilliant.
moth
Okay,
being
yeah.
herself.
I'm going to show you a little bit on how to do some Photoshop and your shit's going to explode.
Let's go. I'm ready. I think we have another question.
If you have another question.
We have another question. Oh, I've got too many IG accounts.
Let's pause before our next
Okay,
question.
let's pause.
How's it going?
Good, we're at the halfway mark.
Oh my gosh.
Where's Lucas?
In the back. He's working. Are we say goodbye? Just jump roping.
Safe trip home.
Give me a clap on the microphone.
I got 2 turntables and a microphone.
Where it's at.
I got 2 turntables and a microphone.
And we're back.
Hey, we just had to take a short pistachio shelling break. When you're holding a mic in one hand, it's really difficult to enjoy pistachios that are still within their shell. So we just took a quick 5-er, shelled a bunch of them. Sorry, I'm pretending like this is Rubbish Cook. We had a question that we want to get into from our good friend Spencer. He says, and I quote, "What do you think ancient civilizations got right that is lost on modern society? Which ancient civilization would you like to experience if you could peer into the past or hop into a time machine? What a fucking question, mate. I wish I had more general knowledge of ancient civilizations. Because really, what do we know? Ancient Greece, ancient Rome, I guess ancient Sumer, like Mesopotamian stuff.
Native Americans. Mayans and Aztecs.
Well, I don't think I would want to be part of them because of the human sacrifice bit.
So I do. Because of them. I'm going to say them because Chichen Itza blew my fucking dick off.
What is that?
Chichen Itza is a pyramid it's just outside. So we had to go to Tulum because Chichen Itza was only like an hour and a half away from there. And I can't give you the history because I don't remember at this very moment. However, it is such a fucking shame that like American schools aren't flying 3 hours to go to these absolutely insane pyramid sites. We're like, Mexico, well, what about Egypt? Fuck Egypt. That's no, I'm just saying. Don't fuck Egypt, but like, oh my fucking God. I saw the Tulum ruins. I've seen Teotihuacan. That, and you can walk on them, because it's Mexico. They're just like, yeah, you can go up there. You're just going up there.
Try your hand at it.
I've been to the one outside of Oaxaca. God damn it.
Oh, I love Oaxacan cheese.
I love Mezcal.
We like Oaxaca.
The one outside of Oaxaca is fucking stellar. And there's no like sidewalks or touristy restaurant. Well, there is a restaurant in Teotihuacan where like Mayan people will come up to your table and shit, and I really wanted to eat there, but they were not open. So
oh man,
I really want to go back because it sounded like Rainforest Cafe, but in the belly of an actual pyramid. And mostly what I remember there being just lots of grasshoppers like on the menu. Like you're actually eating whatever they're offering.
And maíz.
Monte Alban is the one outside of Oaxaca. And since they've left it so virgin and it's still there, also I did a little bit of acid on Monte Alban. And
full disclosure.
I thought that there was listen to this. So I had done a little bit of acid and I was on Monte Alban and it was hot. And I thought I saw a UFO because there was like people pointing and they were pointing, and you kind of wander over and you like, what's this called? Not like whack, brush. You brush the
push aside
people who are selling like mock artifacts away because you're trying to get to these people pointing at something, and you could see a little silver. I don't know what the fuck it was at the time. I was like, I'm witnessing
unidentified flying object.
It's a UAP.
What is it called again?
UAP, an unidentified. What's aerial phenomena?
Aerial penis. Sorry, phenomenon.
An unidentified aerial penis.
Sorry.
I took a picture with my camera. A year later, I look at the photo.
Is it there?
Yes, it was there, so I was not hallucinating it, as one might think. It was a giant number 2 balloon. But I had to zoom in all the way. But it was a special experience on Monte Alban. And then
whatever you felt was worth it, whether it was real or not, Your experience is what matters.
Side note, as the acid was really hitting, the guy driving the bus to take you down the mountain back to the city was blaring Welcome to the Jungle. Like it was ear bleedingly. You're just like, I'm in heaven. This is what I thought. I'm in heaven.
This is what heaven is.
And I have to shit. I'm so scared right now. Will we make it? I'm just going to follow the voice of Welcome to the Jungle.
Axl Rose.
Axl Rose. I was like, Tulip Man?
I am enjoying an Andes Mint. This, I assume, came from the pillows of a hotel bed.
It came from the Czech presenter of a local eatery.
Oh, I love that custom.
I do too. Especially when it's Andes and they don't get like that generic shit. Give me the real shit.
I love mint and chocolate together. But to go back to the really cool question by Spencer, who are the people who have those artifacts where they're like loading into a spaceship?
That is I saw that in real life. They have it on display at
South America?
the
Central
Mexico
America?
City Museum of Archaeology. It the words that my brain throws at the wall are so dumb.
Nuh-uh. I thought you just nailed it. What did you say?
Well, it's at that museum, but I can't think of whose. Bacall's tomb. Oh, there it is.
She's nailing it. She's hitting
nailed
all
it.
of them.
Gotta stay hydrated.
So yeah, I feel like knowing about that craft that was depicted in that ancient artifact, that is some knowledge that I would like to peer back and know. And then also like the Epic of Gilgamesh and like the flood shit. I want to know. I want to know about that flood.
Ooh, what about the UFOs in Hindu
Yes.
lore?
I want
they
that.
have fucking art of it. Like they were in the sky. They're all in the sky. They're on like these discs that have walls and a roof, and the people are meditating in them. And I'm like, that is a real depiction of whatever it is.
Our podcast just turned into an Ancient Aliens podcast.
Dude, we have to email Tom DeLonge. Like we have to email Tom DeLonge. I just think that shit would be so funny. I just think that shit would be so fucking funny. You're like, dude,
Come on our podcast.
we gotta talk about the Anunnaki.
Yeah, the Anunnaki. So, Spencer, I think it'd be cool if we could go back and
To
see
all of them.
where the Anunnaki
When they left. Why did they
with our
leave?
species, what they did to our DNA, that kind of thing. But also ancient China would be incredible.
I also like that. That reminds me. There was an Ancient Aliens episode. Like there were certain gods that would come down and bone the women because they were just so irresistible. And then
girls are easy.
Earth girls are fucking easy, dude. That's a bumper sticker.
It's a movie. I love how much you love and respect me. You think I come up with the coolest shit.
It's a movie. Oh,
sorry.
A porno?
I don't know. I've never actually seen it.
I've never heard of it.
We'll add it to the list. We're also going to watch Constantine because she's never seen Constantine.
Never seen Constantine, and I read the summary. I was like, why the fuck have I never seen this?
I love Keanu Reeves, duh. But I also am like a religion head, especially a Catholicism head, because I think that whole shebang is just really interesting to study. So all of the religious imagery and I don't know, I just feel like ancient religion told through the guise of a comic book sort of scenario is just so right up my alley.
I want to ask Spencer, how did you expect us to pick one? It's really hard because it's like, ooh, I want to go sit with whoever underneath the Bodhisattva tree in India, and I want to go, what was going on in Japan?
Fog. The shogunate.
Do you hear that? It's a wild McDonald's cup.
The wild tumbleweed of McDonald's garbage. Maybe we should also visit the lost city of Atlantis before it was lost to the encroaching coastlines.
To global climate change. I would go to Atlantis.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I'd fuck a mermaid on Atlantis.
Ooh.
In Atlantis.
I come back, you've got kids. I'm like...
And they got little tadpole tails.
It's like, Megan.
Sorry.
Come on.
They're simply irresistible.
I live here now.
I'm good. I'm going to stay here.
Megan, you can't cook underwater. There's a fly on the iPhone. Oh my God, yes! Oh, wait, don't scare it away. I wanted to crawl over the fucking
it's like
lens.
the Mike Pence thing from a debate, but it's on the camera lens.
I thought he was 100% proving my point that all politicians are dead and they are just reanimated by either magic or alien technology. I was like, see, I'm right. I'm fucking right. He's
Yeah.
dead. He's a corpse.
And I remembered it like being Halloween during that time, right? 'Cause I remember watching it on TV, and I had like bats and orange lights and stuff all around it. It was just very
Real
creepy.
bats? You're just snuggling them?
I love to snuggle
Sweet
bats.
babies?
Like, they love fruit and blood. No, it was my paper bats that I had up all over the place.
Did you file your paper bats?
Did you file your paper bats? Great question.
Thank you for that question.
I have another question. So, Gray 9 Coca-Cola asked us, does God like soda? So, he must have a particular affinity for sodas and colas and pops.
Thank you for calling it pop, okay?
I've never been to a place where they call it pop. I was
gotta
just
bring it to
doing
my
it out of
homeland.
respect and reverence of your
Thank
Minnesotan
you.
culture.
Thank you.
I guess I have some friends from Chicago area where they say pop. But that's such a weird word to call it. Anyway, I would say yes, absolutely yes. God likes soda. Because when I think of the word soda, the first thing I think of is carbonation. And I think
I don't think that.
carbonation, and you probably think of sugar syrup, right?
Right.
So if I'm thinking carbonation-wise, definitely God likes soda because it's like fizzy, and it makes me think about the Dom Perignon thing. Like, come quickly, I'm tasting the stars. When he's talking about champagne, it's like, yeah, you're tasting the stars. Carbonation is fizzy, it tickles you.
Well,
There's something
imagine
special
that
about it.
technology in whatever year they invented. They could squeeze gas into liquid.
Who did that first?
Oh my God. I don't have my phone. Do you have your phone?
I do. But it had to have been from fermentation.
Right.
know?
Right.
Because, like, sauerkraut gets bubbly sometimes. And kefir is the champagne of dairy. It's like the fermented yogurt drink. Shit, they've been fermenting shit for this whole time. For 250,000 years. Do you know what I mean?
Did you know
Let's see how close I am.
beer was the original leavener?
That makes sense because it's like liquid bread.
It's like liquid bread.
It's like liquid bread. Especially back then, in ancient Egypt times, when people were like getting paid in beer and stuff. It was like a very low ABV, and it was more like nutritionally. I'm not really sure I know what I'm saying. I'm gonna cut that thought off right now. What was I gonna look up?
Well, you might have answered it already, but when was soda water invented? I think I want to know specifically soda water
Okay.
because obviously fizzy stuff has been going on forever.
When was soda
Is God a Fresca person?
water Fresca grapefruit soda?
Yeah.
I would think more of like Sprite.
You think God's a Sprite person?
It's clear. It's lemon lime, arguably the two best flavors on earth. Don't you think citrus is the best? Now we're really getting into the nitty gritty, folks.
I don't know. I had a passion fruit aqua fresca the other day.
Passion fruit? Those slimy booger things?
Oh my God.
I mean,
So good.
when was soda water invented?
1987.
Judas Priest invented. Sorry, it's not Judas Priest. Joseph Priestley invented carbonated water independently and by accident in 1767.
1767.
He discovered a method of infusing water with carbon dioxide after having suspended a bowl of water above a beer vat at a brewery in Leeds, England. Well, there you have it.
He was trying to invent.
Why was he suspending
is-
bowls of water over beer vats?
He was trying to come up with a fancy enema, and then he's like, "Oh shit, you
Yeah.
guys actually just kidding, taste this." It's really
I wonder
good.
how the bubbles got into the bowl of water from the beer vat. But I don't feel like reading any more about it.
Yeah, then don't do it. We'll save that for another time.
So my answer to that question is yes. God likes soda.
My inherent question was no, because God hates anything humans create. But that was like, that's...
That is so not what God would say, though.
Well, that's also the God that I don't believe in. That's like the...
that's your, like,
that's the
antagonistic,
plebeian,
like,
worshipped
father,
that's the one who feels like you need to
vengeful,
appease
angry
him.
God. Right.
Appease me.
But if we think about God as love...
Yeah, God is like, yo, no, I gave you genitalia, eat some cheese, run around. Yeah, no.
Furikake. Just the fact that furikake exists. The fact
we
that
can
we
put
can
it
eat
on anything?
seaweed and dehydrated egg bits. That's proof enough of the existence of the divine.
I like that we had so many good questions.
I know. Thank you so much. Our children, we love you.
Hit us up on Instagram. I realize that that's probably the easiest way.
We might have another one.
Oh, shit.
I saw my friend Elise come through.
I know Zachariah had some question, but didn't resend it.
Oh, I think she's just trying to show me a sandwich she made.
Hello,
Not a question for
Zachariah.
the
Are you
podcast.
listening?
Just a good sandwich here. Look at that.
Show it to my... Oh!
I'm proud of you for that. That's not pertaining to our pod, but I'm into it.
Did you bring any bits to the table?
I had one bit that was just like very broadly, very generally, like who your heroes were or who your idols were growing up or now, or like who you... Oh, and then Gray Niner had another question. He wanted to know, do you think you're the coolest person? Or he asked me, am I the coolest person I know? And I said, no, Whitney is. And then
I said, no, Megan is.
That's what he predicted we would say. So, great question. Cool is subjective. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to think that you're the coolest person so that you can get through certain scenarios. Because if you don't fly confidently, then you'll crash and burn.
I felt unexpectedly very cool leaving your class last night.
Oh, dude.
That was like some movie shit. That doesn't happen very often, but they were a very animated crowd and very sweet and very fun.
So, may I tell it?
Yes.
So we had a 14-person pasta class last night. Super fun. It was like a 40th birthday party. Big group of friends. And so Whitney was going home. She rode her motorcycle. So during the class, she's like wearing regular clothes and like mostly doing all the dishes and fucking being a badass, setting up all the pasta machines and prepping all the salad ingredients. She just basically rocked the whole thing. But then, so she was getting ready to leave. She went into the back room, put on her motorcycle gear. And then I was like, they were all sitting at the table, and I was like, all right, everybody say goodbye to Whitney. And they were all like, bye,
14
Whitney,
people turn around, yeah.
You were great. And then some dude at the head of the table was like, hey, what kind of motorcycle you ride? And she's so fucking cool without missing a beat. She just says, which one? And then everybody is like high school. They're all like, oh my gosh, she's so fucking cool. Like, the sirens go off. It's like, bow, bow, bow. And it was just like she dominated him with 2 words. And she just turned around and walked out the door.
I walked out the door. Because you know what I hate doing is telling people which motorcycles I have when they don't know about motorcycles.
Right, yeah.
I have an XCT 1000 ZR49. You know, you're like... I don't want. They're cool. Just know that they're cool. Okay.
It's got 2 wheels.
It's got 2 wheels. It goes fast. It almost didn't start, which I thought would be so funny if I had to like walk back in and be like, "So, Megan, can I get a ride? Because my XSR died and fuck." But I like willed it to start because I was like, "Nah, I'm not going back in there."
That ain't happening. That would have been pretty wild.
Who were your heroes growing up?
I always had a thing for Stephen Hawking. I always thought that his mental fortitude was something to be envious of, and his resolve after the diagnosis of his Lou Gehrig's disease, his ALS, he like he fell into a deep dark hole of depression,
As one should.
as you would, because they tell you like you've got 3 years to live and you're in your 20s, and you're already like a fucking genius. But so after he got out of his depressed state, he just, I don't know, I feel like he had a zeal for life and like an appreciation for the universe that is unmatched. And I loved his books, A Brief History of Time and Black Holes and Baby Universes. And
I remember reading A Brief History of Time, carrying it around, and without fail, there was always some dude. Do you know what you're reading? Do you know what you're reading?
why they always got a mansplain on that?
Well, I don't know what it is. They just, those are like a goldfish comment. Like they just see it and they shout it, and then they don't think about the repercussions or what it means, or there's no dynamic thought.
Right. Yes, and sometimes that's good. If you're in a safe space and you just want to kind of let your portal open and see what comes out of your mouth. But if you're around
Like right here.
strangers or, you know, company that you don't really know where they're coming from or what they're working from,
Yeah, like
you might just make an ass out of yourself.
keep your fucking fart in your mouth.
I mean, that's something that I've learned to do more and more being around her is like edit myself, which is a metaphor to editing myself, but also like video
Learning
editing,
how to edit.
learning how to edit. Usually I just spit hot fire no matter what. Sometimes it's hot diarrhea.
Speaking of hot diarrhea. Speaking of hot fucking diarrhea, Lucas found the video of Blippi shitting on someone else's butt.
No, not Blippi.
I somehow have more respect. But then Lucas was like, I have no respect for this guy because he was picking apart somebody who would shit on a naked dude's butt for likes, like for clout, and how kind of sinister that is.
Oh, does that get you likes? Who's liking that?
Yeah, I mean, well, he was a filmmaker in LA, you know, he was whatever, 21 or something, and just trying to do extreme shit. And
Oh, just like make a weird name for himself?
yeah, something Mr. Grossman was his name.
Oh, so he's like one of those shock
Yes, yeah.
jocks.
And
That
it is
sucks. I
it
hate
is
that genre.
It is kind of fucked. Like when you think about it, you're like, oh, you know what? You're probably doing a lot of things for the wrong reasons, and that's one of them.
I just want to make my goofy art. I don't want to do something
You don't wanna shit on anyone else's
expressly
butt?
to get attention. That sucks.
And it's like you're putting it on the fucking internet. What did you think was gonna happen?
I wonder why or how he got into making kids stuff after that.
Well, he created Blippi.
Well, why?
I don't know yet. A coming
Ça, c'est
to
la
God
question.
moment. I don't know. That would make me suspicious of his. It seems
Yeah, what are
nefarious.
his intentions if he's pooping on
Do you
want
want to shit on my kid?
Are you trying to poop on my kid? That's not allowed. They are the poopers.
I mean, if you think about it, his show is just shitting on kids, like as it emanates from the glow of the TV screen.
shitting on their brains.
I wish Ruby just liked to watch RoboCop or something.
She will eventually.
I know. These days will be gone in a second, but god damn, I'm so tired of watching Blippi. Good thing I have bartender ears. I just like don't. It's not even on to me.
Yeah. It fades into the background. I mean, yeah, soon hopefully she'll like to look at interesting things that we also like to look at, but I wouldn't hold my breath. I think it's going to be a while.
Oh, like Lucas tried to put on Shrek, and I was like, oh, well, at least it's not Monsters Inc.
At least it has Mike Myers
Yeah.
doing a Shrek accent.
What happened to him?
I don't know. He married an axe murderer. That was the end of his story.
What a funny... I wonder why he did that movie. Did he write that movie?
I don't remember.
Was he just casted in it?
It
He
wasn't
must
terrible.
have. He must have written it because
It
he
was an
played
interesting
whatever.
premise. She was... I forget how it ended, though.
I don't remember it either.
I don't remember. But he was one of my heroes, actually, to tie
I was
it back.
just thinking about that. I really, it's hard for me. All I can think about was who I thought was cute, which was like Mark Hamill and Ewan McGregor.
Mark Hamill?
Oh, dude, Mark Hamill was my first crush.
Because as Luke.
Yes, as Luke.
As Luke, he was something, but as Mark Hamill, he was.
Oh, no, he was nothing.
No, yeah. Luke Skywalker, yeah. And you and
Do you hear that, Mark Hamill? You were nothing.
No, I don't mean it like that, sir. Oh, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. You're still desirable. I was going to say that my comedians were like Jim Carrey. Of course, Ace Ventura.
That was one of the only VHSs I owned as a kid, or like in that time was Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
Yeah. When Nature Calls, I liked better because the Einhorn thing. I didn't know it at the time, but it was very transphobic. But I know now. But I love When Nature Calls and the whole Chicago thing. And he's like, shish kebab, Chicago, Shawshank Redemption, you're out of here. Get out. And like all the spitting of loogies and stuff. Those images really stuck in my mind. Also, Robin Williams. My dad's favorite movie was Mrs. Doubtfire because he wanted so badly to dress up like a nanny and be with us, but it wasn't gonna happen like that.
Are you channeling the truth with that? Do you
I think so.
For real?
I think so. He loved that movie. That was his favorite movie, but it always made him cry.
Oh, when? I don't remember that movie.
Mrs. Doubtfire? It was about...
No. I don't remember what part he would cry at.
Oh. I don't know. I'm talking about my dad crying watching the movie.
I know. What part would he cry at?
I guess just the concept of it.
Oh.
Like, he wants to be with his kids. Something like that.
Oh, okay.
So, Robin Williams. I love his impersonation of a hot dog. Also, I guess that's the top three. Mike Myers, Jim Carrey, Robin Williams. Stephen Hawking. But then when I started to get sort of food-minded, I really love MFK Fisher. She's like a writer from the 20s to the 60s, I think. 20th century. I loved her perspective. Those are my heroes. What? Excuse me.
Burp corner.
Burp core.
Burp core.
Thank you for that question. Oh wait, that was my question.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Megani. Megan.
Megan?
Megan.
Let Megans be bygones.
No, don't let me be bygone.
Pew!
Drift away.
We almost didn't do today's episode.
Well, Whitney has some shit popping off tonight.
I
so
do
I
have,
wasn't
speaking of
sure.
which, we gotta fucking go.
Oh, shit. Okay, I wanted to say, in regards to your crushes when you were in high school, or youngish, mine was Angelina Jolie.
Oh, shit.
I had two posters of her. I had one over my bed and one, like, next to it. Like, next to my Simpsons poster and my two Bruce Lee posters. Bruce Lee is also a hero. But I had, like, gotten multiple magazines where she had photo shoots and, like, pasted her pictures around all the good bits of the poster. So it was like an Angelina collage. And then when I went to college, I had Angelina pictures all over my walls there. There was, like, a photo shoot that I guess Brad Pitt did of her in the W magazine or something. Really pretty photos. And I just, like, had those up.
Are they still together?
On my wall. I don't think so. I don't really follow their business.
I don't like to follow anyone else's
But
business
I
either.
always just had a huge thing for her. And my mom would call me a thespian with, like, a knowing look. I didn't end up being gay, but I guess I'm gay for Angelina.
She's fucking wildly crafted in the face.
Hella. And Hackers, the movie Hackers. Great movie. Thank you, Angelina.
Never seen that.
her on the list.
R.I.P. Angela. No, I'm just kidding. It just cuts to him.
No.
Everybody, if you're listening, howl for Angelina.
Howl for Angelina.
That's the wind blowing, guys. It's time for us to go.
Ooh, perfect timing. Cheers.